Funcom, the developers behind the highly anticipated survival MMO Dune Awakening, have put out a brand new statement with some unfortunate news, and that is that Dune is being delayed. Initially meant to launch on the 15th of May, just a few weeks from now, it has been pushed back to June the 10th, 3 weeks later than originally anticipated. The team have said that they need a little bit more time to cook and make this game as perfect as it can be, and to have a full, decent launch without any issues. As with most MMOs, and any sort of server-based game really, if you have queues, issues right from the beginning, a lot of people are going to be put off by that, and those reviews can really damage the game's initial launch. So I do understand why they're waiting a little bit longer. Now, it is out in a private test branch at the moment, with content planned to be released on the 25th of April. I wish I'd got access to that. Unfortunately, I did not. So, for any content from me, you'll have to wait until the game fully launches. We've still got loads of stuff planned for Dune. I'm very excited for this. I want to check it out, and hopefully it is a really enjoyable experience as a solo player. I will be covering it in full as a solo player when it launches on June the 10th. So if that sounds good, subscribe to the channel and stick around for much more Dune Awakening content. Now, this announcement came in the form of a dev letter. Now, this dev letter was released on the 15th, so the day before this video goes live. I do apologize for the lateness. It's been a hell of a week. I've had a lot of stuff going on, but the team have got a lot of good stuff to say. They said that times are exciting. We're closing in on the launch window, and we've just initiated a major preview beta where hundreds of journalists and content creators are playing the very early parts of the game, and we'll be releasing coverage on April the 25th. The past few weeks we've been steadily gearing up, releasing character creator and benchmark mode in February, starting pre-orders in March, and continuing to release new live streams, videos, and details to keep you informed. We want to thank everyone who has shared in our excitement. It's been a joy reading all of your comments across the various community channels. And they have been releasing loads and loads of stuff, gearing up to that initial 15th of May launch. Now, obviously, it has been delayed, but everything they've released so far has been really quite cool. The benchmark mode, loads and loads of fun, some cool stuff on there, character creator. The amount of detail that you have in the character creation is really quite good. I do enjoy a little bit of detail. I've gone quite nuts on the character creation in some parts. But for most part, it's relatively basic character creation. From what you'd expect from an MMOs or RPG title, there's a detailed amount of stuff that you can do to your character in there, but nothing like fantastic or amazing. Overall, though, I think the character benchmark mode was quite cool, because that showed some things that we'd not actually seen before, and it gives you a chance to test how well the game is actually going to run on your machine, which is good that they've done that nice and early. A lot of games like this will just release a very simple, these are the minimum requirements, and, you know, some people may take the jump in and it go horribly wrong, but with the benchmark, you actually get to test it and see how well your machine is going to perform whilst playing this game. So I think that was quite a good idea that they did that nice and early on for people to get stuck in, and if needs be, upgrade their machines if it was something they really wanted to do. Now, they continued on with the letter. Our ongoing persistent closed beta is also continuing in full force, with regular updates, and the feedback that we've been collecting from the beta testers has been invaluable in making sure that we can launch a quality game. We have a very active Discord where our beta testers and our developers can interact directly to make sure we collaborate and make Dune Awakening a better game. Thanks to this process, we've concluded that we may need a little bit more time to cook. We can act on a lot more feedback that we know is important to the testers. As such, we are moving the release date to June the 10th, and we're starting the pre-launch on June the 5th. So if you've got the early access version, which I will go through the versions in just a second, you will get to play a little bit early. So as you can see here, if you get the advanced access game, which is $58.50, you'll be able to play 5 days ahead of full release. If you get the Ultimate Edition, you can play 5 days early, which is $74.99. And then for Standard, which releases on the 10th, you'll be able to get that for $41.99. Now, relatively decent pricing. I don't think it's an insane amount. Some games that just as a Standard Edition are coming out these days at 60, 70, 80 quid a pop. So the Ultimate Edition, which includes loads of cool stuff, coming out at 75 quid, I don't think is that bad. You get loads of pre-order bonuses. And as you can see here, for the Ultimate Edition, you get base game, the Terrarium, Sunset Die, Global Swatch, a head start, season pass, Bata armor, Caladian Palace building set, the film still suit, digital art book, soundtrack, Blue Dasher, Ornithopter swatch, Dusk Rider sandbike swatch, and pre-order rewards. So tons and tons of stuff in there. There is loads of stuff for that 75 quid if you are really interested in this game and it's something you're really looking forward to. I'm not 100% sure what edition I'm going to get yet, but I'll figure that as time goes. But for the prices, I actually don't think it's that bad for a big scale MMO from a reputable developer. Now, the team did continue to say that it is not an easy decision to make. They don't really want to make this decision, but they have to do it. The 3 weeks extra are going to give them time to make much needed improvements that will lead to a better experience from day one. We're also extremely excited about the fact that this will allow us to do a large-scale beta weekend next month, where even more of you will get the opportunity to play the game and share your feedback. We will release more information about this soon. Dune Awakening is a beast of a game, the multiplayer survival on a massive scale, and we're making gameplay and technical strides not seen in this genre before. We need to make sure that we stick the landing. Don't forget to tune in to any live streams on YouTube, Twitch, where the developers are showcasing about combat and all of that good stuff. They've got loads and loads of streams, all sorts. Make sure you follow all of their channels. The links are in the description down below. They have a little bit of a chat. They've got loads of developers that jump in every now and then. They show off some gameplay. Loads of cool stuff goes on there. If you are interested in the game, I'd highly recommend checking out their streams. There's some cool bits in there, and I've learned quite a decent amount from it. Now, whilst it is unfortunate that it is being delayed by those 3 weeks, it's completely understandable. I'd much rather have a delay by 3 weeks than the game launch on that initial May deadline, and then everything goes tits up when it does launch, and that just leaves the reviews negative, and that could definitely dwindle player numbers at the very beginning, which they want to come on strong, which I completely understand, and I'm glad that they are taking the time to make the changes that are needed. If it is releasing in a shit quality, then people aren't just going to be that interested, and a lot of times these days, especially if you're playing on Steam, you know, you get that 2-hour window. If you don't like it, you get your money back after the 2 hours. You can refund it. And that initial launch for a lot of people is very important. If they don't gel with it on that initial launch, a lot of people don't really come back, which I understand. I'm the same. You know, if I try a game for the first time, it's not very often I go back to a game after I've decided on that first experience that I don't really like it. There's been a couple of instances, but I think the only one that I can remember off the top of my head is probably Battlefield 2042. First playing that game, dog shite. Come back to it a little bit later on, and it was a much better and more enjoyable experience. Unfortunately, that is all we have today from the team. It is bad news, but in a way, also good news. I think a game like this launching at its peak is going to be great for everyone. I'm very excited to check it out. All of the stuff we've seen so far looks absolutely insane, and I'm going to continue to cover it. So if that sounds good, make sure you subscribe to the channel and stick around for much more survival content. We've got tons of stuff in the works, and we upload every day from Sunday all the way up till Thursday. Friday and Saturday, days off. Most people are out of the boozer on a Friday and Saturday night. So, yeah, every day from Sunday all the way up until Thursday, we upload at between 7 PM and 10 PM UK time. So if you have any survival recommendations, let me know in the comments down below. Next week, we'll be kicking it off with our first part of a Forever Skies playthrough, so make sure you stick around for that one. That'll be coming out Sunday at 8 PM. For now, though, that is it from me. I've been Wired, you've been awesome, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.